So about a year ago, I bought this. This little thing right here is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Now I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's all over TikTok and the internet. Every aspiring content creator or filmmaker gets this camera, myself included. I got it when I was first trying to learn how to make videos, and all I had was this lousy face cam that I had on top of my monitor that I can only use when hooked up to my computer. So I wanted to get a camera, but I didn't know which way to go. Now the bigger mirrorless cameras like Sony and Canon, they looked way too complicated and almost intimidating for me as someone who didn't know anything about cameras. And I wanted something simple, something easy to use, and something that was gonna give good quality. I had my phone, which your iPhone or any phone can shoot really good quality, but I wanted a camera. I feel like a camera gave me that feeling that I was making videos. Luckily for me, I had no idea this thing existed, but I had a friend who was also getting into it, and he had bought this a couple months prior when it first came out. And we talked about it one time and he recommended me the camera. So it's the camera I went with. Now this comes solo or in a bundle. I got the creator combo, which comes with the camera, comes with this case to block it or keep it safe, comes with this little lens that makes the shot a little bit more wide, and then it comes with a mic like this, which you're seeing right now. The number one reason I fell in love with this camera was because of how small it was. Look, it's not even the size of my head. So as someone who was first getting into making videos, maybe wasn't comfortable filming in public or anything like that, I wanted to be as discreet as possible without being seen. And this does the job. You literally just hold it like this and it records. This is what it looks like when you're recording in landscape mode. It's really small, and you can make it even smaller. I just personally like to have this attachment on, but you could take this off and it becomes even smaller. So you could do that, but I like to have mine on. And then if you ever wanted to film vertical content, you could do the same exact thing, and then the screen just flips instead, but it's shooting in the exact same format. To me, this is easily the best camera you can get as a beginner, especially due to the fact, at least for me, when I was first starting, I couldn't really tell that much of a difference when it came to quality of cameras. As you look at it more and as you use other cameras, you start to be able to tell a difference. But when you're first starting and you only have one camera, this looks perfect to you. And it kind of is. It shoots in 4K, it goes up to 60 frames per second. It has a low light mode. When you're starting, it literally does everything you need a camera to do. If you don't get the version that has the mic, it still has internal mics right here that aren't bad in themselves. Like it's this little dot right here. This thing will still get the job done if you're, positioning yourself right. But it just has so much compacted into one little tiny stick that you can't beat it. You can't beat it, especially for the price tag. When I got it, I believe the combo was $700 or $800. If you got the camera by itself, I think it was $550 or $500. So it's really not a bad deal. When I first got this, I was taking it everywhere. I was like just recording in my car. I was taking it to the golf course. I was taking it to the store, just taking it out in public. And it was something that it still felt awkward, but it helped it a lot because you don't attract as much attention with something this small when you're just like this. And it's like, you can't really tell what you're doing, as opposed to a big ass camera that has a mic on top and a big ass lens. It's obvious what you're doing. But if you're someone that doesn't really care about that or it doesn't affect you, then obviously that's not an issue for you. But as someone who was still getting into it at the time, and it still kind of felt weird to me to record in public, this was a major helper in getting me, I still wouldn't say comfortable, but I would say much more used to it. Another thing that is really dope about this camera, which may not apply to everybody, but it shoots in D-Log, which if you don't know what that is, it basically just shoots the video in a super flat color, almost black and white. So then when you put it in post, you can mess with the colors and color grade it, and it comes out much better. And you just have more flexibility with it. When I first started, I was messing around with that a lot, but it takes a lot of practice if that's something you want to do. And so it's pretty tedious. So for me, I just got tired of it, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just shoot in the normal color that it comes in. And even that for me is still really good. The battery life on this thing is pretty solid, I would say. And even if it dies, it charges like this, like charges ridiculously fast. And if you get the combo, it comes with an extra battery brick that you can attach to the bottom. If you take this off, you attach it right here to the bottom, and then it just charges your camera while you use it. So yeah, I've actually never had this thing die on me, and I rarely have to use the extra battery because this thing just does so well with it. That's pretty much the pros on my side. I'm not a savvy camera user. I know my way around one, but I'm not one that's still gonna, focus too much on the intricacies on camera specs. I'm just gonna record. So if you're someone that is, you probably won't get this anyways because there's something out there that suits you better. But as a beginner or someone that just likes to casually film stuff, this thing gets the job done. For my cons, can't really tell you that there are much, but I would honestly, realistically tell you to just use your iPhone instead of this. Like I said, this is a great camera. Great quality, great features, gets the job done. But I think this caters more for beginners or people who are just trying to get a quick shot of something that's not too complicated. In that case, if that's what you're looking for, you may as well just use this. Over time, when I was using this, and especially after I got my Sony camera, I realized that the video difference between the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and my iPhone 14 Pro Max was not that much different. All right, I'm on both cameras right now, walking outdoors in the morning. You can obviously tell a better quality difference with the Pocket 3, but I don't think it's enough of a difference to say I wouldn't just use the iPhone. And if convenience is something that you're looking for, it does not get more convenient than just using your phone, something that's in your pocket all the time, something that can easily shoot landscape or horizontal like this. And the shit shoots in 4K. I know my shot's a little overexposed right now, but that's just because of my lighting. But it shoots in 4K, no matter which way I put it. It shoots in 4K. So I would say if I had to restart from scratch, I would pass up on getting this. I understand it's the trend. It's a good camera. I'm not saying it's a bad camera. And if you really want a camera like I did, then go for it. But if you really just want something to just record and get the job done, your phone will get the job done. Your phone pretty much does everything this does, except for the D-Log, which still shoots in log. It just takes up a shit ton of space that I won't do. But what I would have done instead was pass up on this, and I would have just got the microphones instead. Because if you buy the microphones instead, it comes with that little attachment that you can then attach to the bottom of your phone, and it lets you use the mic on the phone, and it sounds the exact same as what you hear right now. So if you're just looking for something to get the job done, stick with your phone. But I get it though, some people need to get the gear to have that push to record. But like me, someone that didn't need that push and I was gonna record anyways, the fact that I had spent so much on this camera made me record even when I felt like it was something that was like, that's not gonna be a usable clip or something. I was just recording everything because I spent so much money on it. I'm not just gonna let it sit there. So I completely get it for both sides. If you can get the job done and you wanna use your phone instead, go for it. If you want a camera and you want some camera gear, especially starting up, there's no better place to start than with this right here. I just started to notice that once this thing became a trend on TikTok and everybody was getting it, a lot of people were justifying this is a big purchase. They were justifying such a big purchase by saying, this is what's gonna make me create content. Which that can be true. It can be true that you will have that push, but it most likely won't be true. A lot of people say that and they're like, this is gonna make me do it. And then they'll do it for a couple of weeks and they just forget about it. It sits there collecting dust. You have to make it a point and you have to have, I guess, discipline. You have to force yourself to record even when it's like, I don't really know what to record. I don't feel like recording. You gotta do it. So don't go buying this because you see that it's a trend and you see that it's pushing people to create content, because there's no amount of gear in the world that's gonna push you to do something that you really don't wanna do. If camera gear is what you absolutely need to create content and you won't do it without, it's probably not gonna work out. Which I can't really, it's not really my place to tell you because I haven't made it work out yet. But I can truthfully say that whether I had this or not, I would have made content anyways. And I would have made videos and recorded and documented things. But if what you're saying to justify making this purchase is, this is finally what's gonna make me do it, I really don't think it will. I really don't think it will. I think you will for a little bit, but then you'll probably stop after a while. So don't spend the 800, 500 bucks that it's gonna be to get the camera or the bundle just for it to collect dust 6 months later. Use your phone until you can establish that, oh yeah, I'm serious about this and I'm working my way around. But do not go and spend your money because people on TikTok are telling you to do it. Make an educated and an experienced decision on what you can or cannot do. It's just my take. Great camera, a lot of money. You already have one of these. Use this. Once you're good with this, and once you are sure that you want to do the video stuff, then you get this. Until then, save that money, make some videos. But yeah, that's kind of my biggest takeaway from having this for a year. I don't really use it as much as I used to because I got a different camera now. But yeah, if it wasn't this one that I got, it would have been this one. It's a great camera, but after a year, what it taught me was that I can get it done with anything. So go learn that for yourself and then go get it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want more. See you guys in the next video.